This Navbar should have taken me 20 minutes, but I had to fight for my life for the next couple of hours just to make it look clean. So let me show you what actually worked and how I fixed it all. Today, I thought I was just going to fix a few things in my Navbar, but this simple header turned into a total nightmare. The colors looked off, the words were too close together, the button, don't even get me started. I spent hours tweaking the smallest things and nothing was clicking, but I kept going. So this is what it really looks like when you're learning web dev. So let's finish this Navbar no matter what. First, I had to fix my logo. I didn't want a giant white box behind it, it just looked amateur. I tried a couple tools to remove the background for free, and after a few failed attempts, I finally got something clean that matched the theme. Much better and already feels more professional. Next, I wanted to bring the text to life. Before the words looked flat, just basic black on white, I messed around with different color palettes to make it pop without being too loud. And now it is time for some minor changes where I'm going to be changing the cursor to be a pointer finger. I want to make sure the underlines are all gone. Trying to just make sure that everything at the top looks well and clickable, and also that the colors are matching. So I'm realizing here that with the href that it is actually remaining purple, meaning I'm going to actually have to target the anchor tag itself and change the color there, and then also begin to add hrefs to the rest of my HTML. I decided to inspect my own page because in my previous studies I've realized that sometimes there could be some padding or margin that ends up just being there naturally and you really don't want it to be there. So I noticed that there was a 40 padding to the left, so I decided to actually erase that and put a 0 there. Getting into the button here, I need to make sure that the color is white and that the border radius is as much as I need it to be. I did actually overextend it to what I actually didn't want it to be, but it is okay, we do end up fixing it quite later. Then came the part that had me ready to quit. Spacing. For some reason, everything felt too tight. I tried padding, margin, letter spacing, even Flexbox tweaks, but nothing ended up lining up. After testing like 6 different versions, I finally got the spacing to breathe just enough to feel right, which ended up taking position relative and doing things with the top, left, right, whatever one I ended up doing, I'm not sure. But I finally got the spacing to look the way I needed it after a bunch of just trial and error after trial and error. So I'm still using the reference that I've shown you guys in the last couple of episodes, and I'm noticing that I think I pretty much got it down pat when it came to it being to the right, but now I'm noticing that it needs to be a little bit more to the top, which I tried with position relative top, but then I realized that I actually needed to do position relative bottom. So we ended up targeting that, and that ended up pushing everything up, and then I had to do the same thing for my button, which ultimately got the web page looking exactly the way I wanted it to look. Now there's just a couple minor tweaks which I ended up showing in the finished product, which was I changed a couple of the colors, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it that way. So far, look how clean it looks. You got the Barber logo right here. There's no background image to it, so everything looks great. You got the home page, you got all these services. They all turn a little bit gray when you hover over them. The book now button. Now the only thing that I'm considering is really when it comes to the Barber image, do I want it to be the background of everything, in particular with the home page, or do I not want that to, and do I just want it to, you know, look like this and probably throw in a picture of somebody with no background and just throw them in here, probably put everything more down here. I am not sure, and honestly I really don't know. It's a real debatable thing here. So but we have finished. This is why finishing the little things in web design feels so huge. If you are stuck building yours, or you just want to see me struggle a little bit more, hit that subscribe button for more breakdowns and me trying to create this website for a barber.